Hi guys, welcome along to this review of Batman Arkham Knight on the Xbox One. I'm guessing that most of you have played the first two Batman games in the trilogy. I myself have completed them both at 100%, enjoyed them but found them a bit repetitive. So, new one came out very recently. What do I think? Well, I haven't finished it entirely yet. I'm about 55-60%, something like that. I've been trying to do the side missions, but there lies one of my biggest bugbears. The side missions are incredibly tedious. It's pretty much the same as the last game. You have to faff around hunting for people to save, completely irrelevant to the storyline. Yes, it adds to the gameplay, makes the game last a little bit longer because it's pointless finishing it in a couple of hours like most games that have come out lately. The story itself is really, really good. There's the use of characters that developers have created is very clever. Obviously, if you finish the last two, you know about the Joker. The way that that character is used, sort of in the final game of the trilogy, if it is to be the final, is incredibly intelligent. That whole situation with Joker in this game has made it for me. The way they've integrated into the storyline, it makes you think about things that you may not have thought about, and it actually adds another layer or more depth to the game, rather than just running around killing it or hurting a few bad guys that might kill anyone. The game itself plays very, very similarly to the last two. The fighting style is the same, the controls are the same. So again, it's a little bit samey. The Batmobile, finally, they've given us the Batmobile. We've been waiting all this time, and they've killed it. Basically, yeah, it's fun to use for the first 20 minutes or so, but then when you're constantly forced to use it, it gets a bit boring. There's a couple of bits that annoy me quite a bit with the Batmobile. It's got a machine gun on it, but when you try to shoot someone, it turns into like a rubber bullet just to knock them out. What's the point of the machine gun? Batman doesn't kill people, yet he'll quite happily blow up the car they're driving in. Go figure. But the game itself, bad guys in it. You've got actually, no, I won't go there because I don't know if there'll be any spoilers, so I won't mention which characters are in it. But they're classic Batman bad guys. Graphics are stunning. The voice acting is very good on the game as well. There's little bits that I love on it. Sort of some of the cutscenes with Batman, where he's using a device on his arm to talk to Alfred. You can rotate the screen. You can zoom in on bits. It's quite a dynamic setup for the game. On the flip side, the fighting system is very basic. It's just button bashing. There's no skill required. As long as you can time a counter button, you're fine. I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, and it's not much of a challenge. There's certain vehicles later in the game, not to give out some spoilers, but they're a bit of a pig to combat when you're playing on hard because they're quite good at detecting you. But I wouldn't worry too much. If you've played the other two quite comfortably, play this one on hard and you'll be fine. As I've said before, the graphics are absolutely stunning on next-gen consoles. Finally, we're starting to see what the Xbox One can actually do. Some of the previous games, because they've been dual console, they're not showing off the full capacity of the Xbox One. I've seen it on the PS4. PS4 looks better. Xbox plays better. So it depends what you want to do. Batman and Robin's relationship in it's quite clever as well. The actual integrity of that whole relationship makes you think a little bit, which is good because not many games make you think. You just mindlessly play along. Oh, I finished it in a couple of hours, job done. This one, at the first couple of hours, I was getting a bit bored of it because I was trying to do the side missions. One of the biggest problems with the game is your restrictions on trying to get the side missions out of the way. You can't do that. You have to progress through the story to unlock like access to the other islands with the Batmobile, which you need to do, like the Riddler trophies, things like that. So that's probably one of the most annoying things for me. I wanted to get all the Riddler trophies and that done. I wanted to do all the side missions and then focus on the story. Wanted to do that, so that has got on my nerves a little bit, but get over it. The game itself is enjoyable, but it's more of the same from Arkham City and whatever the other one's called, I've forgotten already. There's nothing too spectacularly new about it. Some of the gadgets are quite cool. The characters I really liked. They need to do more with the fighting systems. If they're going to make another game, they need to look at that, make it more of a skill set that you learn, rather than just button mashing, it takes away the fun, because anyone can do that. You can't be good or bad at this game, basically. As long as you've got a bit of common sense, you can work out some of the Riddler puzzles. Difficulty of that is, can you be asked? Half the time I looked at it and I thought, I can't be bothered, and I've just left it. I know that there's loads and loads of YouTube videos showing you where all the trophies are. I don't see the point in that. It takes away the point of the game. But when there's over 200 Riddler trophies and it's stopping you from going to get the ones you want to get, just to get them out of the way, it's a bit annoying, really, because it's wasting your time. I got bored just wandering around the city looking for things to do, but I didn't want to carry on with the story because I'd get so engrossed into the actual storyline. I'd probably finish that first and not worry about the side projects, side missions. Trouble with that, because some people quite happy just plod along and ignore the side missions. If you complete the story without doing the side missions, you don't get the true ending for the game. You have to 100% it to get the full ending, which is the reason you play these games. You want to find out how they end, if there's going to be a lead into the next one, that sort of stuff. So if you are in the process of playing it or you're about to get it, make sure you do the side missions, because otherwise you're not getting the full benefit or the full story behind the actual campaign on it. I've enjoyed playing it. I hope you guys have enjoyed listening to me. A couple of things that I've said on here, like I say, the fighting is terrible. Basically they'd have been better off going with the old school, like 60s and 70s Batman. It would have been much more fun and a bit more punchier. And on that note, I'm going to leave you guys alone. Thank you very much for watching. It's been my maiden review of anything on here, so hopefully you guys can provide some feedback, because it's something I'm looking to do quite regularly. Let me know what you didn't like, what you did like, and I'll try and work on it for the future. But cheers guys, thanks very much.